The bucket slipped from her trembling hands. Dirty water splashed across the polished marble floor just as the room fell silent. Every executive turned to look at the woman in the faded blue uniform. Then someone laughed. "Be careful, cleaning lady." A sharply dressed woman sneered. "This building is worth more than everything you'll ever own." The boardroom erupted in quiet chuckles. 42-year-old Sarah Mitchell lowered her eyes and whispered, "I'm sorry." No one noticed the tears she fought to hide. No one cared. Because to them, she was just another woman who cleaned their offices after everyone else had gone home. 5 years earlier, Sarah had lived a completely different life. She owned a cozy home, drove her children to school every morning, and believed she had a perfect marriage. Her husband, Daniel, was a respected financial consultant. But everything changed one rainy night. Daniel never came home. A drunk driver had taken his life. In one devastating moment, Sarah lost not only the love of her life, but also the family's only steady income. The medical bills, funeral expenses, and hidden debts Daniel had been trying to pay swallowed everything. Within months, the bank repossessed their home. Sarah sold her wedding ring to buy groceries. Her son Ethan was only 12. Her daughter Lily was 8. Every night they asked the same heartbreaking question. "Mom, are we gonna be okay?" Sarah always smiled. "Of course we are." But after putting them to bed, she cried until sunrise. Finding work wasn't easy. She had spent years raising her children and helping Daniel with paperwork from home. Employers glanced at her resume before politely rejecting her. Finally, one janitorial company offered her a night shift cleaning job. The pay barely covered rent. Still, Sarah accepted without hesitation. She cleaned office buildings, schools, hospitals, and luxury apartments. Her hands cracked from harsh chemicals. Her knees ached from scrubbing floors. But every paycheck meant her children could eat. Every blister meant another school uniform. Every exhausting night meant hope. One evening, as Sarah emptied trash bins in the headquarters of Harrison Global Holdings, she noticed a wallet lying beneath a conference table. Inside were several $1,000s in cash. Corporate credit cards. Confidential documents. She could have disappeared with everything. Instead, she walked straight to security. The wallet belonged to Michael Harrison, the billionaire founder of the company. When his assistant returned it, Michael asked, "Did she take anything?" "Not a single dollar." Michael nodded quietly. "Interesting." Over the next several months, Michael often stayed late. He noticed Sarah cleaning every floor with extraordinary care. She greeted every employee with kindness. She returned lost jewelry. She helped an elderly receptionist after she fainted. She even bought lunch for another cleaner whose son needed medicine. Yet, most executives never learned her name. To them, she was invisible. Then came the company's annual charity gala. Every employee was invited. Sarah almost didn't go. She owned only one simple black dress she had worn to Daniel's funeral years before. Lily smiled as she carefully ironed it. "You look beautiful, Mom." Sarah kissed her forehead. "I don't need to be beautiful." Lily held her mother's hand. "You already are." When Sarah entered the ballroom, conversation stopped. Several executives whispered behind their champagne glasses. "The cleaning lady actually came. Does she think this is her crowd?" Someone laughed. Another muttered, "She probably came for the free food." Sarah pretended not to hear. She quietly stood alone near the back wall. Then, Senior Vice President Rebecca Collins walked directly toward her. Rebecca looked Sarah up and down before smirking. "I think the housekeeping staff entrance is around the back." Laughter echoed across the ballroom. Sarah's face turned red. "I was invited." Rebecca folded her arms. "I'm sure someone made a mistake." The humiliation was unbearable. Sarah turned toward the exit. She just wanted to leave. But before she reached the door, the ballroom doors opened again. Every conversation instantly stopped. The company's billionaire owner, Michael Harrison, had just arrived. Instead of greeting the executives, instead of shaking hands with investors, he walked straight past everyone, past the board members, past the directors, past Rebecca, until he stopped, right in front of Sarah. The entire room held its breath. Michael smiled warmly. Then, in front of hundreds of stunned guests, he said, "Mrs. Mitchell, I've been looking for you." Sarah froze. So has the entire board. Rebecca's confident smile disappeared. Michael slowly turned toward the crowd. "I believe it's time everyone learned who their next boss really is." The ballroom was so silent that no one even dared to breathe. Rebecca laughed nervously. "I'm sorry, Mr. Harrison. I think there's been a misunderstanding." Michael didn't even look at her. He kept his eyes on Sarah. There is no misunderstanding. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a blue folder. For the last 3 years, our company has been searching for someone who understands one thing better than profits. People. The board members exchanged confused glances. Michael continued, I've watched executives chase promotions, bonuses, and titles. But every night, I watched one woman quietly serve others without expecting anything in return. He turned toward Sarah. You returned my wallet with nearly $20,000 inside. You never knew it belonged to me. You cared for sick employees after your shift ended. You secretly paid for another cleaner's son's surgery. You bought winters for workers' children. And you never told anyone. Sarah lowered her head. I only did what anyone should do. Michael smiled. No, you did what almost no one does. The giant screen behind the stage suddenly lit up. Security footage appeared. Everyone watched Sarah cleaning empty offices late at night, helping an elderly security guard, fixing broken chairs herself, leaving encouraging notes for exhausted employees, sharing her own lunch with coworkers. Then another video played, Rebecca yelling at janitors, managers insulting staff, executives treating cleaners like they didn't exist. The room became painfully quiet. Several guests looked at the floor in shame. Michael stepped onto the stage. 3 years ago, I decided to test this company. I wanted to know who deserved leadership. So I watched. I wasn't looking for the smartest person. I wasn't looking for the richest. I was looking for character. He held up another document. Last month, I transferred controlling shares of Harrison Global into a family trust. The board approved one condition. The next chief executive officer would be chosen by integrity, not title. Gasps filled the ballroom. Michael smiled. And that person is Sarah Mitchell. The audience froze. Sarah's knees almost gave way. I don't know how to run a billion-dollar company. Michael walked closer. You already do? You've spent years leading by example. The business skills can be taught. Character cannot. Rebecca stood up angrily. This is ridiculous. She's just a cleaner. Michael looked at her calmly. No. She cleaned the dirt that people like you left behind. Security quietly escorted Rebecca out of the ballroom. For the first time in years, no one defended her. 6 months later, everything had changed. Sarah still arrived before sunrise. But now, she entered through the front doors. Every employee from interns to executives called her by name. She introduced fair wages for cleaning staff, health insurance for every employee, scholarships for workers' children, paid maternity and paternity leave, emergency family assistance. The company became one of the best places to work in the country. Profits reached record highs. Not because people feared their boss, but because they respected her. One afternoon, Sarah walked through the same hallway she used to mop every night. She noticed a young janitor nervously trying to clean a coffee spill. His hands shook. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll clean it. Sarah smiled. She gently took the mop from his hands. Together, they cleaned the floor. The employees watching couldn't believe it. The CEO was cleaning beside a janitor. Sarah looked at the young man. Never let anyone make you feel small because of honest work. There is dignity in every job. The young man's eyes filled with tears. I'll never forget that. That evening, Sarah visited Daniel's grave with Ethan and Lily. She placed fresh white lilies beside the headstone. I kept my promise, she whispered. Our children are okay. Ethan hugged his mother. You never became successful because you became a CEO. You became successful because you never stopped being kind. Tears rolled down Sarah's face. She looked toward the sunset and smiled, because life had taught her the greatest lesson of all. People may judge your uniform, but your character decides your future.